What's up, everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving into the Incredible Hulk issue 6. This issue is incredible. Not only do we get a modified Hulkbuster armor, but we also see the Avengers' sheer desperation as they take one final drastic measure to stop the Infernal Hulk. With that, let's just dive right in. We are in a hellish landscape nestled within the Appalachian Mountains, where we see monsters looming and walking all over the living city. As we hear on the comms, Iron Man say, "Are we a go?" Reed Richards responds, "Waiting on the green from Pentagon." Iron Man, "I'm going in." Richards, "Don't. They'll call any second." "Wait, there's the call. We're green." Iron Man, "Roger that," as we see a light of massive beam heading down to the living city. Iron Man yells, "Time to save the world." What looks like to be an aerial strike as we see a tower being struck down, massive explosions, debris flying everywhere. We see a great tentacle, multiple-eyed beast being bombarded by energy striking its body, crackling across its dark skin as we see the creatures retreating from the blast. Then we see Iron Man's high-tech BattleBot suits descending upon the city as we hear Iron Man say, "We're not here for you." See an awesome image of Iron Man appearing in a modified Hulkbuster armor with angelic wings, the light spear, as he descends with a big thump. He says, "We're here for him." As now we see his Iron Man BattleBot suits floating behind him as he says, "Find him, draw him out." As all of a sudden something comes from the underground, jumps into the sky, yelling, "No need." Infernal Hulk appears crashing down on one of the Iron Man BattleBot suits as we now see him standing there, ripping and crushing the armor with one hand as he says, "When I lay siege on Naneth, its greatest warrior came out to challenge me, a mortal man, Sennacherib. Rather than leather or bronze, Sennacherib bore a sword and breastplate of the finest iron. He thought they made him invincible. Tell me, little Sennacherib, are you invincible?" We cut to a command center where we see Reed Richards, Bucky Barnes, and U.S. military officers standing around a holographic table as the officer yells, "Hulk is on the board." Richards, "We don't need visuals. Stark's got the target painted. First 2 drone flights now." Officer, "He just crushed a $1 billion soldier like a pop can, Mr. Fantastic." Richards, "Iron Man's Hellbuster armor is hours old. We think it can kill this iteration of Hulk." Officer, "Think? Stark assured us it would kill it." "We think it will." Barnes chimes in, "What if it doesn't?" Reed looks up at Bucky. "That's what Operation Linus is for, Bucky." Bucky, "What if Linus fails?" That's when we stop asking, "How do we win?" and start asking, "How many can we save?" We cut back to the living city to see Iron Man charging and delivering a devastating punch to the Infernal Hulk's jaw. He's drawing blood and snaps the giant's head back. Immediately, a wave of Iron Man BattleBots descends, hammering the Hulk back with relentless precision. The monster only grows angrier, though, reaching out to snag a robot mid-flight and ripping it in half with ease. I'll see a swarm of Iron Man's BattleBots surrounding Hulk and start firing at him as he says, "Your little metal shirts are empty, Sennacherib." He grabs 2 armored BattleBots in his hands, crushing them as he runs. "You came here alone, armed only with these iron puppets, where an army of your kind failed?" As we see Iron Man BattleBots fire at the Infernal Hulk, unleashing and causing a massive explosion. BattleBots were just a mere distraction as we see Iron Man take off full speed, streaking across the panel in a bright yellow trail as he says, "Alone? 20% of the world's arsenal is aimed at your living city right now. I know you won't stop." Back in the command center, we see the team waiting in anticipation as he continues, "I know there's no prison strong enough and no place far enough away to send you." Reed Richards cuts in, "Massive seismic upheaval. They're shredding a tectonic plate." Iron Man, "So I did the only thing I know how to do." As now we see Iron Man lunging forward, wielding the light spear aimed directly at the Infernal Hulk. He prepares his finishing strike as he says, "I found a weapon, and I used it to make a better one," as Hulk looks upward with a snarling, defiant grin. Iron Man drives the spear through Hulk as we see the green blood spraying from his back. Iron Man yelling, "And now I'm going to kill your ass with it." As we cut to see both locked in a struggle, Iron Man pushing forward with his wings flared, maintaining the pressure on the spear while the Hulk attempts to hold his ground despite being impaled. Hulk says, "I see you, little Seneb Shreb." A close-up of Hulk holding back Iron Man's fist as they stare each other down. Hulk, snarling with gritted teeth, says, "I know why you came alone." Hulk delivers a massive kick to Iron Man's chest, sending him flying backwards, ripping his Hulkbuster arm right off the armor. As Hulk says, "You knew this battle was hopeless." We see Iron Man crashing through a mountain. The impact creates a massive explosion as Hulk pulls out the light spear, screaming, "You would die here. You would not condemn others to die with you," as he takes a giant swing and throws the spear directly at Iron Man. Close-up of Iron Man with the spear slammed through the helmet right above the eye, pinning him against the rock wall. As we cut inside the armor, we see the spear barely miss Tony Stark's head as he yells on the comms, "Reed, fire the mines now!" Reed responds, "Tony, you'll be killed. Get clear before..." As we see a Hulk leaping through the air with the Hulkbuster arm, using it as a club, ready to deliver a crushing blow to Iron Man as Tony yells, "Reed, now!" The Hulk knocks Iron Man further into the mountain. We cut back to the command center where everybody's in a panic. Bucky and the staff looking in shock. Bucky, "Holy crap." The officer, "What the hell is that?" Richards, "Self-burrowing cluster mines. They've been weakening the strata underneath for days, and now we've detonated them." Tony sending Hulk City into the Earth's core. We see Hulk falling through the crumbling rock and fire, still clutching to Iron Man, as a scientist yells, "Dr. Richards, do you have any idea the irreparable harm you're doing to our planet?" Richards, "Believe me, Doctor, it'll be a lot worse if we don't." A wide shot of the surface where the living city once stood. A massive firing mushroom cloud erupts in the sky as the ground collapses inward. Iron Man, "Ha ha ha, I broke your little fort." Hulk, "Foolish little Sennacherib, the living city is an elder god." We see a chaotic scene. We see bodies, debris falling into this hellish chasm. Monstrous skeletal figures and soldiers are caught in the descent as the ground gives way into the fire ruins. Hulk yells, "Golgothia of the Valentine Choir, our eternal sanctuary is undying. You cannot harm us here." As we see Hulk standing watching Iron Man slowly flying away as rubble falls all around them. Tony screams on the comms, "Reed, fire everything that's left." Reed, "Tony, we already hit it too hard. Their Earth is..." Tony cuts him off, "Fire Linus. We can't. Get out of there." A close-up of Iron Man's damaged armor as Tony yells, "Do it, Reed. The Earth is breaking. For God's sake, fire." A close-up of Hulk's face as he says, "You cannot kill us, little Sennacherib." A view of the city skyline with tall Gothic spears silhouetted against the setting sun as smoke rises from the base of the buildings. Hulk says, "You say this war is ended?" And so it is. Tony's yelling, "Fire!" as we cut to a satellite firing onto the living city. As that energy blast starts to hit the living city, we see a massive dragon-like creature emerging from the landscape as Reed Richards yells, "Tony, what the hell is that? The satellites are picking up interference." As the winged monstrous form rises from the earth and wraps its wings around the city, protecting it from the blast as we hear, "This can't be." The officer, "What the hell is that?" Richards, "Tony, come in. What are you seeing down there?" "Tony!" A close-up of Tony Stark's face with a broken faceplate appears frozen in terror at the sight before him as we see a blinding flash of light encompass the whole city. We cut back to the command center as we hear everybody yelling and screaming, "We just killed Iron Man." "We did? We don't know that, do we?" Barnes, "He knew the risks. Hell, he told us to." A scientist shouting, "To hell with Iron Man. You just changed the course of the Kentucky River. You need to evacuate the region now." Bucky Barnes and the officers looking stressed and defensive as they stare at the bright orange screen. Just off panel we hear, "How long until we get a clear image?" "How should we know? We never fired that weapon before." Barnes, "Wait." As the screen reveals a satellite view of the city, Barnes, "It's still there." "The city's still there? Look, over there on the periphery. Zoom in on that image." As we see two winged armored figures flying, carrying a limp body between them. As we hear, "Holy crap. This is war now, isn't it?" Richards, "A real war." Bucky, "Yep." We see Iron Man's BattleBots carrying a semi-conscious Tony Stark as we hear Richard say, "This is about the survival of mankind now. We had a choice this morning, but now we don't. Either we find a way to kill the Hulk, or humanity ends with us." Somewhere in West Virginia, we see a garage at night, two figures in mechanics jumpsuits working on cars as the music drifts through the air. A sheriff comes in and says, "You're all getting pretty close to curfew. Wrap it up and go home. It ain't safe after dark anymore." We see the female mechanic, June, wiping her greasy hands on a rag as she says, "Guess I'll finish this one in the morning, Johnny. Johnny, first thing, all right? Christy needs the car tomorrow by lunchtime." "Sure thing. First thing. Have a good night, Tim." The sheriff, Tim, says, "Night, June. Stay safe." The sheriff and Johnny keep talking as June walks into the background to pack her things. We get a glimpse inside June's backpack, revealing the skin pelt, which unmasks her as Charlie Tidwell, the Skinwalker. If you don't know her, she met Hulk a while back, and she wields the power of the Lycana, granting her the ability to shapeshift into a formidable winged werewolf monster. Given her history with the Eldest, her presence here is a game changer. We'll have to wait and see how she influences the fight, but the next issue is Infernal Hulk versus the X-Men. Thanks for hanging out at the Comic Book Lounge. If you enjoyed this, hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons and join the crew. And until next time,